everybody. Welcome to another Common Grounds Meet the Members. And for those of you that don't know me, my name is Jo Stevens and I'm the coordinator of Common Grounds Women in Business Network. Now, thanks so much for taking the time to check in and learn more about our amazing Common Ground members. Now, Common Grounds provides coffee meetups for women in business to network and connect with like-minded women in business. And we have an amazing, diverse group of women. And one of the reasons why I started this blog chat was to help these incredible women spread the word on not only what they do, but why they do what they do. And today I'm joined by the amazing Deb. Welcome, Deb. Would you like
Hi,
to?
Joe.
Hello, love. Would you like to introduce yourself to everybody and tell us about your business and what your business name is?
Yes, my name's Deb Lobendahn, and I am a holistic counselor mentor. I'm a grandma of 4 and a soul mum of 3. And a soul mum for me is that I've got stepchildren, and I don't like the word step. So my name of my business is Deb Lobendahn Way of the Sacred Woman, and that encompasses the sacredness of us.
Oh my gosh, that just sounds amazing. So, Deb, like what made you want to go into business for yourself and what made you want to start this?
Back in 2005, I did a personal growth workshop and for women, and I came out of that looking for someone to help me pull apart what I'd just exposed and seen about myself, about wounds that I had, and I couldn't find someone to walk that journey with me to help me pull it apart that could hold me, that would listen and actively listen. And I thought, well, that's what I want to do. And I jumped into helping the organization. And then after a while, I went, okay, I need to do this out there. I need to make an impact in this world. And to do that, I want to support women to grow and evolve and know their self-worth and understand their own divine inner power, and for them to be able to heal their wounds.
How long ago was that, Deb? So it was like that time going there and then, recognizing it. So how long ago was
So
that when you kind of?
2005 to 2017, I stayed with the organization. I was subcontracting with them. So I was a master coach with them. I was running workshops and seminars with them. And then in 2018, I made a very ethical decision that I couldn't stay with that organization anymore. And I was like, wow, where to from here? And I sat on the front steps, I remember, and I started to cry, going, what have I done? Where am I going to go? How do I do this? And then I just knew, that I want to support women to go to heal what I've healed in their own way. And so, yeah.
Absolutely. I think it's that scary step, isn't it? Like, when you like to go out on your own, and like there's many women that might be listening and just starting a business and feeling like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? This is scary. How can I do this? How can I make a living? Is that like kind of like came for you as well? It was like, oh my Lord, how am I going to make this work? Is that what happened?
100%. And especially for me, because I'm not your typical counselor. So I don't have a practice. I don't have other counselors there. I'm very left field of that. And it was like, wow, how do I help support my family? How do I get hubby on board with this, which was very easy because he supports me 100%. And so I just thought, okay, being surrounded by women
Yeah.
that are like our networking group, has really, really helped, being involved in networking groups and finding like-minded women who are starting out or those who have already done it. That
Yeah.
was my biggest moment, was finding women who were living and doing the life and business that I wanted successfully.
Oh, sounds beautiful. So you talk about like, so your passion like is like, women and helping them come out of their inner power. So what kind of like, programs and things that do you have like, to support women to help them in that journey?
Yeah, so I offer 2 programs. I offer a 12 session program and a 24 session program, and they can be taken weekly, fortnightly, over either 6 months and 12 months. And that takes them through a journey. It's not just talk therapy. I believe in talk therapy, but basically we're mapping out how for them to live a fulfilling life and what's stopping them.
Yeah.
And so we go back to what's stopping them. And when we take them through that journey of tapping, breath work, somatic movement, some of my in-person sessions, some clients have actually, who can't express anger or feel like it's all like this. I just get them to chop a little bit of wood. And in that movement, it bursts the cells open of that trauma, of that anger, and they're able to release it. Because not everyone can articulate how they're feeling or express their anger. And so that's the journey. I also do Zoom, so it's not just one-on-one. I've got 2 ladies in far north Queensland, 2 in Western Australia. And so you still get the same thing. You still get that undivided, beautiful space of nurturing. And then you also get my fierceness, because I'm not going to let you play small. And you don't show up to work with me unless you're willing to do the work.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. And I think that's, the key, isn't it? The inner work for so many of us is like where we need to, if we want to grow and we want to expand. It doesn't mean always in business, it's just in life itself. We need to do that inner work. And can you give us a little bit of an idea, like of what some parts of that would be? Like you talked a little bit about it, you're saying like chopping on the wood and different things. So, but yeah, what's something that people might expect?
So if like people come in and they go, oh, I want to be happy and I need to set boundaries. And so I take them on a walk backwards and going, well, do you know what a boundary is? What's stopping you from setting a boundary? So we could go all the way back to your childhood. And you might not have been able to set boundaries as a child. You might have said to an auntie, please don't squeeze my cheeks when you meet me. And mum's gone, don't be so silly. Right there, your boundary has been made invalid, and you're like, oh, so I'm not meant to say no.
Yeah.
And so it's as simple as that. It's as little as that.
Yeah.
But that is big, because as we get to our age, we become people pleasers. We don't know how to say no. We don't know how to speak up for ourselves. So through meditation, through EFT, which is emotional frequency tapping, through chopping wood, maybe through my property I'm on 5 acres, so we could go for a walk. It's about whatever fits that person. Yeah. So when you walk into my space downstairs, it's like you're walking into a lounge room, like you're coming home to visit a friend. And there's blankets and there's cushions, and you can curl up on the couch and hold a cushion, or you can spread out, you can lie down. Everything is up to where you're at, and I meet you where you're at.
Oh, I love that. I love that. And I think that creates that connection, and, and helps people to, because that's, I think a lot of the time is what we're needing more, and just having somebody, like, even though you might have family, might be going through something, and you talk to a family member, it's not the same sometimes as talking to somebody who's outside of that, isn't it? That realm of like where you are, they're not. Well, I can't say that you're not invested, because you are invested in that person, but like there's too many feelings there where you can be that logical person, or spiritual person, to help them guide them in that way. Yeah, that's the word I'm saying.
Personally, because I can't talk to my family members about certain things that are going on in my world. Or nor do I, and sometimes we feel like we're burdening them because they've got so much more going on. I'm that safe space. I'm that place that you can come and vent and download, but I also hold you highly accountable. And I hold you accountable to hold yourself accountable.
Yeah.
And I think that makes the difference. And also the fact that I don't work with your head. I work with your heart, your gut, your spirit, the whole thing. A lot of psychologists, and I love them, but they only focus on your head, but they don't drop you into your heart.
Yeah.
And your heart is where the healing starts.
Oh, that is so true. Now, I just was seeing that you sent some information to me, and I have to ask, cacao.
Cacao.
Cacao, sorry, said it wrong. Can you kind of talk about what that is? Because I was like, that sounds very interesting. What is that about, love?
So I hold cacao circles for women, and every month I do a very specific theme. It goes for 2 hours, and I only hold it for 8 women. Now, cacao is a ceremonial plant medicine, and it is literally a hot chocolate. Really, that's what it is. It's a ceremonial hot chocolate, and it comes from Guatemala and Peru. And the medicine in it actually supports you to open your heart.
Mm.
So what we do is that I have curated a beautiful theme for each month. So this month coming up is the art of love, being very fitting since we've got International Love Day this month.
Absolutely.
And I will take the participants, the women, through a journey of self-love, of tapping in and claiming their own self-love and seeking radical compassion and acceptance for themselves. And they'll even get to write little love letters to themselves throughout the 2-hour journey. And the medicine, it is a medicine. You brew it up, I blend it up, and I add cinnamon, a little bit of cayenne pepper, a little bit of rose water, and it's just this beautiful, heart-opening. I love it. I just really
sounds amazing. I'm definitely have to book in for that one. I think so. Sounds incredible. So Deb, where of course I will share, all your information, but I think one of the things that we're talking about, like where you hold your events and hold your space, and I think we need to tell people where you are because you're in this beautiful part of the world in Queensland. So let's tell everybody where you are.
I am. I'm in Mount Sampson, which is roughly around 55 minutes from Brisbane CBD going northwest, 14 minutes from Sanford Village, and 13 minutes from Dayborough. So I'm sort of in the little middle there, and I'm on 5 acres. I have beautiful mountains in front of me, and I've got a beautiful little studio apartment downstairs, which is where I call my heart space, and that's where I hold events and sessions with my clients, or I'll sit outside around the fire pit. So on a good day, if it's not raining.
Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. But you were saying as well, people can find you and connect with you on Zoom as well as we are today. So
yeah, very much so. And you will get exactly the same as anyone in person.
Fantastic.
There is the energy that I create and I bring to support you is exactly the same. The only difference is you have to have a virtual hug and not a real one.
And I love Deb's hug. So yes, you just have to imagine it when you're getting one. So I'll tell you, they're amazing. Deb, thank you so much for your time today. And I hope that everybody's really enjoyed this conversation as much as I have. But I want to ask you, is there one piece of advice that you would want to leave with our Common Ground members that, helps you in your everyday life?
Yes. Be clear on the outcome that you want when setting boundaries. Be really clear on what that outcome is before you start to try and set a boundary, whether it's a self boundary or whether it's a boundary with somebody else. If you don't know what the outcome is you want, they'll walk all over your boundaries, or you will walk all over your own boundaries.
You won't honor your own boundaries.
You won't your own boundaries. No.
Absolutely. And I think that is quite key, isn't it? Because I think that is something to learn by, because if we don't honor and stick with our own boundaries, that's when everything else is just going to fall apart. So I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that. That was absolutely beautiful. Now, as I said, I will share all of Deb's links and how you can contact her. You can go to our website, Common Grounds, which is Common Grounds. You can see it down the bottom. I've actually had to break it up. CGWBN, so it's Common Grounds Women Business Network.com.au. You can find us there. But yeah, thank you so much for your time today, Deb. I've absolutely loved chatting with you, and I hope that everybody enjoyed it as much as I did.
Thank you, Jo. It was such a privilege.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.